I'm Johnny Cash.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling round a bend. I always thought that life was like a train ride. It might take you to places you've seen your whole life, or it might take you to places you never dreamed you'd visit. One thing's for certain, though, no matter where the train takes you, sooner or later that trip will end. But something you gotta remember is that man who gets off at the last stop, is he a good man? I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere. Across the deserts bare, man, I breathe that mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man, I've been everywhere. I'm going to Jackson, I'm gonna mess around. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Now, look out, Jackson Town. I wear the black for the poor and beaten down, living on the hopeless, hungry side of town. And I wear it for the prisoner who's long paid for his crime, but he's still there. He's a victim of the time. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's just the overture I'm going to do. You know how big musicals have them overtures? Like My Fair Lady or West Side Story, right? This show's going to be exactly like those shows. With less costume changes, a little less dancing, and I'm no Julie Andrews, but we're gonna find out real quick. So this show, I've got it broken up into two parts, right? You know how we got an act one and an act two? Well, the first act, I'm going to tell some stories. I'm going to tell you about my life a little bit. And in the second act, we're going to transform this place into Folsom Prison, and you guys are the prisoners, all right? So we can get rowdy, okay? But for now, it's a little more like church, but like one of the fun churches, you know, where you can sing along a little bit. I think we were going to get some hymnals for you to follow along the lyrics, but we didn't. So if you're on your phones, I'm assuming you're looking up the lyrics so you can sing along with me, all right?
So before there was rock and roll, there was country. And before Memphis, well, for me anyway, there was Arkansas. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I remember when I was a lad, times were hard and things were bad. But there's a silver lining behind every cloud. Just poor people, that's all we were, trying to make a living out of black land dirt. We get together in a family circle singing loud. Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor, me and little brother would join right in there. Singing seemed to help a troubled soul. One of these days, and it won't be long, I'll rejoin him in a song. We'll get together in a family circle at the throne. Now, in 1934, Daddy heard about a new program in which farmers who had been ruined by the Great Depression were to be resettled on government land. Now, you could buy 20 acres and a house and a barn and not have to pay till the crops come in. I remember coming to that house so clearly. 2 big bedrooms, a kitchen, a living room, a front porch, an inside toilet.
luxuries untold. It felt like we were looking at the promised land.
Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor, me and little brother would join right in there. Singing seemed to help a troubled soul. One of these days, and it won't be long, I'll rejoin them in a song. We'll get together again up yonder in a little while. Now, my
Mama always said that good things could come to those with faith in the Lord. But we couldn't see much good in the floodwaters when they were causing us to have to leave home. And I remember hearing, how high's the water, Mama? It's 2 feet high and rising. How high's the water, Papa? She said it's 2 feet high and rising. We can make it to the road in a homemade boat. That's the only thing we got left that'll float. It's already over all the weed and the oats. 2 feet high and rising. But when the water went down, we found that it had washed a whole load of rich black-bottom dirt all across our land. And the next year, we had the best cotton crop we'd ever had.
I remember after work, Mama would call in all of us. We could hear her singing for a country mile. Now little brother's just gone on, but I'll rejoin him in a song. We'll get together again up yonder in a little while. Well, it was a Friday morning
when the accident happened that took my brother. He was just 14. Jack was kind of an angel. Everybody knew he was going to be a preacher. Jack's funeral was on a Sunday. And the next day, Monday morning, the entire family was back in the fields chopping cotton.
There's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we can see it afar, for the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore. We shall sing on that beautiful shore the melodious songs of the blessed, for our spirits shall sorrow no more. Not a sign for the blessings of rest in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore, and I'll be waiting on the far side banks of Jordan. I'll be sitting drawing pictures in the sand, and when I see you coming, I will rise up with a shout and come running through the shallow water, reaching for your hand. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home waiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Oh, yeah. Inside me, my childhood feels so close. But when I look around, it seems to belong to a vanished world. Is it really possible to imagine whole families, boys and girls of 8 to 18, by their parents' sides in the cotton fields, working through the July heat, dawn to dusk, driving away exhaustion with songs of the Spirit? Are there still such places? Or have they all just become part of our folklore?
I leaned against a bark of birch and breed honeydew. Saw a northbound flock of geese against the sky of baby blue. Beside a lily pad I carved a whistle from a reed. Mother Nature's quite a lady, but you're the one I need. Flesh and blood needs flesh and blood, and you're the one I need. I met my first wife, Vivian, in Texas
when I was in basic training for the Air Force. And we must have exchanged about 1,000 love letters back and forth while I was overseas. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, the fire went wild. I like to say that I spent 20 years in the Air Force from 1950 to 1954. And the first Christmas that I was over there, I was so doggone lonesome, man. I was like, what the heck have I done? I was walking around, man, and I saw this old beat-up Hofner guitar in a pawn shop window. And that was my Christmas present, me to me. Buddy of mine on bass, he taught me 3 chords. I'm gonna get that 3rd chord any day now.
When the day was ended, I was still not satisfied. For I knew everything I touched would wither and would die. And love is all that will remain and grow from all these seeds. Mother Nature's quite a lady, but you're the one I need. Flesh and blood needs flesh and blood, and you're the one I need. I was a specialist first class. Ask me what I specialized in.
What did I specialize? Beer and fighting. Oh, don't get me wrong, though. Don't get me wrong. I studied the Bible. Studied it cover to cover. I even wrote a couple sacred songs in between all the songs about prison and veiled metaphors for lovemaking. Hey, Porter, will you tell me the time? How much longer will it be till we cross that Mason-Dixon line? When we at daylight, will you tell the engineer to slow it down? Or better still, just stop the train, 'cause I want to look around. Yeah. A little trivia for you. The only interesting thing that happened to me while I was in the Air Force, I was on radio duty one night. Yeah, I said duty. All right? Grow up. I was on radio detail, and I was the first non-Russian to hear that Joseph Stalin had died. That's it. That's the only interesting thing that happened in 4 years in Germany.
well, that and I got a cyst on my face, and I had it surgically removed and got an honorable discharge, thank the Lord. Hey, Porter, what time did you say? How much longer will it be till I can see the light of day? When we hit Dixie, will you tell that engineer to ring his bell? And ask everybody that ain't asleep to stand right up and yell. This here was the first song that I ever recorded. And I wrote it on my way home from Germany.
I figured it would do okay because I figured I wasn't the only person who had ever. Oh yeah, that's not quite the right one. We're gonna get that, yeah. It's a big yellow 9-volt right there where I did my hair tonight. I love that man very much.
What was I saying?
So yes, I'm just gonna sing the next verse. Hey porter, hey porter, please get my bags for me.
I need nobody to tell me now that we're in Tennessee. We tell that engineer to make that lonesome whistle scream. We're not so far from home, so take it easy on the Steve.
Yeah, give him a hand. I'm gonna. So, Vivian and I, my first wife, we were very young and very Catholic, so there was a certain sense of urgency to get married right away. And we fulfilled our marital duties right away. Yes, I said duties again, sir. Will you please have a little decency? All right. Anyway, I've nicknamed my wife's breasts Rose and Ann. And so when our first daughter was born, we named her Roseanne. Hey porter, please open up the doors.
And to stop this train, I want to get off first, 'cause I can't wait no more. Tell the engineer I said thanks a lot, and I didn't mind the fare. I'm gonna set my feet on southern soil and breathe that southern air. I'm gonna set my feet on southern soil and breathe that southern air.
Woo! I'm gonna pop this out again. Yep. Everything's working but my guitar. These newfangled devices, huh? So, ever since Sears and Roebuck delivered a radio unto our house, Memphis was the center of the world in my head. And so we moved there right away. And which side does it go on? See, this is why I went to the Air Force, so I could figure out things like this, you know?
Boy side, girl side.
This guy knows what's up, all right? I'm gonna keep my eye on you, sir. And so I worked my way up to be the worst door-to-door appliance salesman that Memphis had ever seen. Oh, listen to that. Should I start over? Yeah. All right. I always thought that life was like a no. So the center of music in Memphis was Sun Records. Anybody heard of Sun Records? Yeah. Anybody heard of Sam Phillips? Yeah. So he ran Sun Records there, and so I had a hankering to become a gospel singer. So one night I camped out on the doorstep till Sam Phillips came in to work.
On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross where the dearest stand best for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I cherish that old rugged cross. Boys, stop!
This is Sam Phillips now. Boys, I got me a stock room out back with boxes of the best gospel records, every one of them unsold. So why don't you come back here with a love song or something? Maybe we can record that. Well, I didn't have a love song at the time. Well, write one. Write me a real weeper. That's what he said. And he thought that might have hold me off a good long while, but the very next day,
I was back. All right, Mr. Phillips, here it is. It's a real weeper, all right. Everybody knows where you go when the sun goes down. I think you only live to see the lights of town. I wasted my time when I would try. When the lights have lost their glow, you're gonna cry. I lie awake at night and wait till you come in. You stay a little while and then you're gone again. Every question that I ask, I get a lie. For every lie you tell, you're gonna cry, cry, cry. You're gonna cry, 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 and you'll cry alone when everyone's forgotten and you're left all on your own. You're gonna cry, cry, cry. It took us 35 takes to get this song down. Luther Perkins, my guitar picker,
He just couldn't get the accompaniment. So finally I just said, well, just play what you always play. So he did this boom chicka boom thing. And when the record come out, everybody said, oh, that's a real clever arrangement. Truth is, that's all we could play.
soon your sugar daddies will all be gone. You'll wake up some cold day and find you're alone. You'll call for me, but I'm gonna tell you bye, bye, bye. When I turn around and walk away, you'll cry, cry, cry. You're gonna cry, 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 and you'll want me then. It'll hurt when you think of the fool you've been. You're gonna cry, cry, cry. You're gonna cry, 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 and you'll cry alone when everyone's forgotten and you're left all on your own. You're gonna cry, cry, cry. You're gonna cry, cry, cry.
Whew. Now we're cooking, huh? So, I got real famous real quick, you know. Apparently, that boom chicka boom thing that appealed to a wide array of white folks out there, and that appealed to Sam Phillips very much. Now, Sam Phillips had also signed a very pretty young lady named Elvis Presley, and don't worry, I'd say it to his face. I would. He and I were good friends. We used to perform on the back of a flatbed truck in Grenada, Mississippi. Whoo-wee. So it was nice that I didn't have to pay my dues for too long there, you know. Get a rhythm.
You get the blues. Come on, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, I like that 'cause it's rock and roll, feeling in your bones. Put taps on your toes and get gone, get a rhythm. When you get them blues. Now, Elvis had just moved on to RCA in Hollywood.
And I was about to move on to Columbia Records. Now, nothing against Sun Records, but it was a two-person operation, and didn't exactly pay at the top end. And distribution, oh boy. I used to say, if they really want to stop the spread of communism, they ought to let Sun distribute it.
Little shoeshine boys never get slowed down. He got the dirtiest job in town, bending low at the people's feet on a windy corner of a dirty street. I asked him while he shined my shoes, how do you keep from getting the blues? He grinned as he raised his little head. He popped his shoeshine rag and then he said, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, it only costs a dime, a nickel, a shoe. It does $1 million worth of good for you. Get a rhythm. When you get them blues. Now, I don't mean to say anything bad about Sam Phillips. I mean,
He had faith in me when nobody else even gave me the time of day. But, and you can take this for what it's worth, I made a covenant with God that if he made me a star, I would praise him in the onlyest way I know how, with a gospel record. And Mr. Phillips wouldn't record it. Said the kids won't buy it. Well, Columbia thought they would, so it was just time to be moving on.
I had to listen to the shoeshine boy. I thought I was gonna jump for joy. He slapped the shoe polish left and right. He put the shoeshine rag and he held it tight. He stopped once to wipe the sweat away. I said, you're mighty little boy to be a-working that away. He said, I like it with a big old grin. Kept on a-popping and I say it again. To get a rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, a jumping rhythm make you feel so fine. It'll shake all your troubles from your worried mind. Get a rhythm. When you get them blues.
That's my favorite little riff. That's how I'm going to end every song. Don't worry too much about Sam Phillips, right? He did okay. He had my good friend Carl Perkins. Who here knows who Carl Perkins is? Now, the Beatles, they said that they would not exist without Carl Perkins. He wrote Blue Suede Shoes. A lot of people think Elvis Presley wrote that because he did it on the Ed Sullivan Show, but he stole it from my friend Carl Perkins. And I stole Daddy Sang Bass from him as well. And Carl Perkins, speaking of Blue Suede Shoes, he was the top of the pop, blues, and country charts. The first Triple Crown winner in the history of the music business. And do you want to know what Blue Suede Shoes replaced as #1 on the British pop charts? Just to give you a sense of the world that we were in at this time. How much is that doggy in the window? That one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. Was replaced by...
Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go. Now don't you step on the blue suede shoes. They could do anything but they offer them blue suede shoes. They could burn my house, steal my car, drink my liquor from an old fruit jar. Do anything you want to do, but honey, lay off of these shoes. Now don't you step on the blue suede shoes. They could do anything but they offer them blue suede shoes.
So you can imagine, like, it just blew people's hair back to hear that thing on the radio. You know, some of you, I don't know, I can't tell. Maybe you remember firsthand. So don't worry too much about Sam Phillips. You know who else he had? He had a very ugly young guy by the name of Roy Orbison. That's right. Now, he wasn't pretty, but his voice was the greatest voice any of us had ever heard, man. And also one of the greatest blues guitarists, Mr. B.B. King. So don't worry too much about Sam Phillips. You got to worry about me out there on the road. Really.
I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Saratoga, Ottawa, Wichita, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Tulsa, Bangor, Baltimore, Alfredor, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, and Padilla. I'm a killer! Man, I've been everywhere. I cross the deserts bare, man. I breathe that mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. That's the only verse I'm going to try and do. After that, come on now. We'll see. Maybe I'll bring it back later on. Now, if you want to have a life in music, that means you're going to travel. And if you travel, that means you're never home.
And if you're never home, that means you start to hurt people. People you don't want to hurt. At my door, the leaves are falling.
A cold, cold wind has come. Sweethearts walk together, but I still miss someone. I go out on a party to look for a little fun, but I find a darkened corner, 'cause I still miss someone. When I was a very serious musician
With a very serious career that must be taken very, 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 very seriously.
Well, he's not very handsome to look at. He's shaggy and he eats like a hog. And he's always killing my chickens. That dirty old egg-sucking dog. Everybody, egg-sucking dog. I'm gonna stomp your head in the ground if you don't stay out of my hen house. You dirty old egg-sucking hound. I wonder if he's sorry for leaving what we'd begun. There's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone. From the back door of your life, you swept me out, dear. From the table of your dreams, I lost my place. From the table of my heart, yeah, I got to brush it off. From the Indianapolis of your heart, I lost the race. I've been washed down the sink of your conscience. In the theater of your love, I lost my part. And now you say you got me out of your system. I've been flushed down the bathroom of your heart. Oh, I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss my those arms that held me when all the love was there. I wonder if he's sorry for leaving what we'd begun. There's someone for me somewhere, but I still miss someone. Yes, I still miss someone.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, I started getting a lot of big famous friends around this time.
I taught the weeping willow how to cry, and I showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. So this is Bob Dylan's favorite Johnny Cash song.
Now, I don't know if it's his favorite because it kind of sounds like a Bob Dylan song, or maybe it's because I mentioned his home state in it. And if you don't know what that is, I'll give you a little wink when I mention it later on. Now, Bob Dylan, we were friends for a long time. I wrote the liner notes for his album, Nashville Skyline. And we did a nice little duet on that album.
If you're traveling the North Country Fair, where the winds hit heavy on borderline, see for me ever had, remember me to the one who lives there, for she once was a true love of mine. See for me her hair's hanging down, it rolls and flows down her breast. Oh, see for me if her hair's hanging down. That's the way I remember her best. I'm wondering if she remembers me at all. Many times I've often prayed in the dark of my night, in the brightness of my day. Well, hey, Pops. Yeah, I met you in St. Paul, Minnesota. Tore me up every time I heard her drawl, southern drawl. Then I've heard my dream went downstream to Fortin in Davenport. I followed you, Big River, when you called. Then you took me to St. Louis, later on down the river. Freda said she's been here, but she's gone, boy, she's gone. Then I heard my dream went downstream to Fortin in Davenport. I followed you, Big River, when you called.
Yeah. This way you can hear it. Boy, that sounds terrible. I'm going to turn it off.
Then you took me to St. Louis, later on down the river. Afraid I said she's been here, but she's gone, boy, she's gone. Then I found her trail in Memphis, and I just walked up the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows, and then she went down alone. Why don't you batten down my Baton Rouge, River clean, roll it on. Take that woman down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Dawn, I've had enough. Drop my blues down in the Gulf. She loves you, Big River, more than me.
Yeah, give me a little clap. Yeah.
I taught the weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. And I told the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tailor cried for that woman, I'm gonna flood you, Big River, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. I said the tailor cried for that woman, I'm gonna flood you, Big River, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Big River, Big River, Big River, Big River, Big River.
I was driving from Miami to Jacksonville after a show, and I'd had to pull over. And one of the musicians said, "Sleepy?" I said, "Yeah, well, I sure am." "Well, here, try one of these." And he handed me a little white pill with a cross on it. "Will they hurt you?" "Never hurt me." So I took one. And half an hour later, I felt refreshed and wide awake. By showtime the next night, I hadn't slept. So I took another one. And the show went great. Next morning, I was exhausted. But another pill got me back up. It turns out these pills, they come in all different colors. If you didn't like red, you could get green. If you didn't like green, you could get orange. If you really wanted to get weird, there were these little black ones. Those could take you all the way to Portland, Maine and back in a 57 Cadillac with no sleep. That's right, round trip across country. And I actually thought that they made me a better performer.
Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. That didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. I fumbled through my closet, through my clothes, found my cleanest, dirty shirt. I washed my face and combed my hair, stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I'd smoked my mind the night before on cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking. And I lit my first and watched a small boy cussing at a can that he was kicking. And I crossed the empty street, caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. And it took me back to something that I'd lost somehow, somewhere along the way. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned, 'cause there's something in a Sunday makes a body feel alone. And there ain't nothing short of dying low, half as lonesome as the sound of the sleeping city sidewalk. Sunday morning coming down. This song was written by perhaps the greatest country songwriter ever, Chris Christopherson. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, let's give it up for Chris. He just passed away. All right. Now, I'm going to get us really going on this. So, Chris, I'm going to tell you a little story about Chris while I do this. How about? Chris was a Rhodes Scholar and a captain in the Army and a helicopter pilot. And when I met him, he was a janitor at Columbia Records. And they used to have a rule back then that you couldn't just walk up to an artist and hand him a song or a tape for a song. So Chris devised himself a plan. He hijacked a helicopter and he flew it out to my house in Hendersonville, landed it on my front lawn, and when he stepped out of that helicopter, he had a six-pack of beer in one hand and a tape for Sunday Morning Coming Down in the other. And I debuted that song on the Johnny Cash show that very week.
All right. This is a team effort here tonight, truly. I sure love my community. Thank you all so much. And I want to shout out to my sound guy. None of this is his fault. In the park I saw Daddy with a laughing little girl. He was swinging. And I crossed the empty street and caught the sun and the song that they were singing. And I headed back for home. Somewhere far away, a lonely bell was ringing. And it echoed through the canyon like the disappearing dreams of yesterday. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned, 'cause there's something in a Sunday that makes a body feel alone. Sidewalk. And Sunday morning coming down.
Yeah, I fell into a little bit of the temptations of the road, just a little bit. And my first wife, she divorced me because of my drug addiction and my absentee fatherism. And I won't say anything bad about her. She was an angel, and I was just meant for someone else.
This song became a little mantra on the road while I was trying to keep it together. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the timelines. Because you're mine, I walk the line. A lot of people think this is just a moment of zen that I have here in the middle of it. It's just so I can figure out what key I'm in. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Now, the dirty secret of this song is that I failed. I did not walk the line while I was on the road, and try as I might, I fell into deep, dark addiction. You got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I'll admit I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tide that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Now, the first time that I laid eyes on June Carter was on the stage at the Grand Ole Opry. I was just a teenager, and she was already a big star. Her family, the Carter family, they were like country music royalty. We used to, the radio station used to have such a strong frequency. We used to be able to listen to the radio station from the barbed wire out in the fields. That's a true story. I don't know what that has to do with June, but the next time I saw June was backstage at the Grand Ole Opry. We were both performing there, and she liked my song "Cry, Cry, Cry," and I liked basically everything she did. And I said to her, "Hey, you and I are going to get married someday." And she said, "Well, really? I can hardly wait." And well, we danced around that notion for many, many years. She did her best. She and her family, they went on tour with me, and she really tried to make sure I stayed faithful to my wife. And she really tried to keep me off them handfuls of pills that I love so much, too. But she saw me at all of the darkest parts of my life. And the The forgiveness that she showed me was Christ-like and is the greatest gift that anyone could give anyone. This next song she wrote. The way she tells it, though, I wrote it while I was pissed drunk on the floor of a bathroom in a hotel somewhere. I was making up this song about a certain part of the female anatomy, and she had to leave. And she went and she drove around aimlessly for a few hours and finished the song, cleaned it up a little bit, all right? So this song is by June Carter, and it is my biggest hit.
Love is a burning thing. It makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames, they went high. And it burns, burns, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Will you guys be my mariachi band? Let's try this, all right? Here's how it goes. Or you can try some harmony. The taste, very good, of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 down the flames, they went high. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. That's very good. Next time I'll have the mariachi. I'll get an actual horn section. One more time. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames, they went high. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
That was just lovely. I had to stop for a second to make sure I could hear you. That was just lovely. Thank you all for joining me. I want to sing one more song, but I'm going to need a partner to sing it. Is June, are you out there?
Well, yes, Johnny.
Oh, she's here. All right. What have you been doing this whole time? Okay, well, come on up there. Ladies and gentlemen, June Carter, all right? Well,
I can hear you have some problems with some batteries, huh?
yeah, not the first time, but thank you. Make sure to rearrange all the furniture.
Yeah, of
That's
course,
good.
I
That's
will.
good. Wow, I sure do love watching you talk.
Yeah. Well, I talk from my mouth up here.
Uh-huh.
Eyes up here.
Oh,
Right there you go.
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
all right.
Well, would you like to sing a song with me?
Would you guys let me sing song with Johnny? Yeah? Did you sing no? Yes. Oh, yes. Well,
Whatever you say, she'll do. Trust me. All right, I think you've been waiting for this one, so we're going to do this one, and we're going to take a little break. Is that okay with you? You guys need to stretch your legs, get some dessert, and then we're going to come back and go to prison. What do you say?
We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, I'm gonna mess around. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Look out, Jackson Town.
go on down to Jackson. Go ahead and wreck your hell. Don't play your hand, you big talking man, and make a damn fool of yourself. Now go to Jackson. Go comb your hair.
What's wrong with my hair? I'm gonna snowball Jackson.
See if I care.
When I breeze into that city, people gonna stoop and bow. All them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm on to Jackson. Oh yeah, you turn loose on my coat. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson.
Goodbye was all she wrote. With a laugh at you in Jackson, and I'll be dancing on a pony cake. They'll wheel you round town like a scalded hound with the tail tucked between your legs. Oh, Jackson, you big talking man, and I'll be waiting, Jackson, behind the J-Pan fan.
Well, we got married in a fever, out in a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Ain't never coming back. And we are going to come back in just about 15 minutes, okay? So make sure to drink coffee and have some dessert and get ready to be rowdy, because we'll be right back with a little bit more show. Thank you all so much. Thank you to June Carter. All right, see you in 15 minutes.
Oh, hi there. Hello.
I'm Johnny Cash. I do want to acknowledge the land that we stand on, which is unceded Nisenan land that we are enjoying tonight. The Nisenan people are one of the two tribes here in California who have not had their land returned to them, and they are still trying to have the Nevada City Rancheria returned to them as the rightful owners. Now, we tolerate this injustice because of the gold underneath our feet, which has fed the empire. The Transcontinental Railroad was built directly from Washington, D.C., right to the Empire Mine, to take
Gold from under our feet and create the empire that we enjoy so much. And the least we can do is honor and support those people who are still here in our community, and I hope that you will do that from now on. Thank you. Now, let's have some fun.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling down the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train just keeps rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry.
Well, it's good to see all you degenerates and backsliders out here. Some of you look a little more hardened than I remember last time I was here in Folsom. Yeah, this guy especially right here. I'm a little scared. Good thing we got the guards keeping an eye on it. I don't see any of them. I guess we're on our own. It's a free-for-all. Well, listen, if you don't like what you hear up here, I just want to hear you hoot and holler. I don't want to have you bust my head, if that's all right.
I'm serious, man. You settle down over here. Keep your shank to yourself. Or use those shanks for as a drumstick. You know, keep some rhythm with me. What do you say, huh? Yeah. Well, I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But them people keep moving, and that's what tortures me. Well, if they free me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on just a little farther down the line. I'm Folsom Prison. That's where I long to stay. And let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.
Hot darn. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Now, this isn't the first time that I've played a prison. In fact, I played 30 concerts in prisons during my career. And the first one was San Quentin, 1957. And a young man named Merle Haggard was in the audience, was in the pen. And he says that it was that concert that inspired him to become a songwriter himself. And he became a pretty successful country artist. And that is what this is all about. It's about inspiring those boys, you boys, I should say, boys and gals, to make something of their lives, to believe that their lives are not over when they go into the walls of Folsom Prison. Everybody deserves forgiveness and rehabilitation, and I worked my entire career to make sure that those boys got as much help as they could get. Now,
I want to hear them chains rattling out there. Some people say a man is made out of mud. Oh, a man made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons. And what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. I was home one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up a shovel and I walked to mine. I loaded 16 tons, number 9 coal, and the straw boss said, well, bless my soul, you load 16 tons. Hey, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Coming better, step aside. A lot of men didn't, a lot of men died. I got one fist of iron, the other steel. If the right don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. Company store. Good job, everybody. All right.
now, I've done no physical violence to people, but I've certainly hurt many of them, especially those closest to me. And I've never served any time in a correctional institution anyway. Well, that's not true. I have been arrested 7 times, all drug and alcohol related. And I've only spent one night at a time in a holding cell. Usually just entertain the boys in there singing some gospel songs and stuff. So I had it very easy, but I know that some of you out there have not. And some of you very fresh-faced. It might have been just one mistake, you know, one night. One too many drinks, a little fight over something, broken pool cue, broken bottle, severed carotid artery, and then all of a sudden you're in here for life, you know, and your life is ruined. And I think I know a little bit about what you feel, and some of the things I don't really care how you feel, and some of the things I really do, and I just feel very supportive of this community, and I wrote a little song.
Let's get that chain gang going. Bring a drink of water, Leroy. Bring a drink of water. No! If I could get to the mercy man, give me some, I know. I had a gal in Vicksburg, Bertha was her name. I wish I was tied to Bertha instead of this ball and chain. I'm going to Memphis. I could get her weed, I'm a bad seed, but when the levee's steep, and I am too, let the honky-tonk roll on. Come on and I'll be gone. I'm on to Memphis. Well, another boy is down. Shovel done burned him out. I better stand on his body till I can see what the shouting's about. I had me a drink of water from a Mr. Prince Albert can, but the boss man caught me drinking it, and I believe he broke my hand. I'm on to Memphis. Like a bitter weed, I'm a bad seed, but when the levee's steep, I am too, let the honky-tonk roll on. Come on and I'll be gone. I'm on to Memphis. A gal named Bertha. I had a gal named Daisy. I had a gal named Judy. I had a gal named Delia.
Yeah, I know I mentioned a little bit of that whole drug problem that I had. This is just coffee, by the way. Is it too early to start drinking coffee? But I used to love them pills and drinking, but I don't think some of you know exactly how bad it got. So I'm going to tell a few stories. They're all bird-related. So I got 4 bird stories to tell you about my drinking and drugging days. The first one is me and Carl Perkins. We were on the road many times, and we bought 500 little baby chickens, and we released them in the lobby of a hotel somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. That's the kind of stuff that we would do. This is before we were kind of creating what it meant to be a rock star, you know? That didn't exist back then. We got to be the first generation to really give it a bad name. The other story is not as funny to me. I was on a fishing trip. And did you know that I am responsible for the California condor being placed on the endangered species list? I started a fire in the Los Palmos National Forest, burned 500 acres, killed 80. California condors in one night, and 2 years later they were placed on the endangered species list. Oh, I know, yeah. Yeah, that's a true story. I was sued by the government. And I think that the karma got to me because years later I was attacked and almost killed by an ostrich. This is true. I was on my property. I was walking around like I do, and then one of the ostriches that I let roam free, he didn't like that I was in his neighborhood, and so he started coming at me, and he was like hissing. Have you ever seen an ostrich? They're 7 feet tall. You know, they're huge. They got these feet and these claws. Their middle claw is as big as my foot. And he wouldn't get away, so I grabbed a stick and I was fending him off. And then all of a sudden he was gone. I didn't see him. He jumped up and he comes down with that claw, and his claw come right here, and it cut all the way down here, and it would have disemboweled me if it hadn't been for my belt buckle. That's an actual true fact. I broke 2 ribs. I went to the hospital, and I got back into them painkillers because of that. So that's a little bit of my bird karma that I'm not very proud of. The other thing I'm going to tell you is a little bit of homework. When you go home tonight, you're going to thank me later. You type into YouTube or whatever you got, Johnny Cash, Chicken in Black. Some of you might know this already. I was trying to get out of my contract at Columbia, and I wrote some ridiculous stuff. This video, I'm the star of it. I'm a big movie star now, you know. And so go check out Chicken in Black. I'm not going to perform it tonight because you really got to see this thing, man. Anyway, that's what that is.
Sometimes it gets a little trippy in here. Ooh, I like it. One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Call Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rats and you know that you're gonna fall, tell them a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you a call. Call Alice when she was just small. One man on a chessboard gets up and tells you where to go, and you just had some kind of mushroom and your mind is moving low. Well, Alice, I think she'll know when logic and proportion has fallen sloppy dead, and the white knight is talking backward, and the red queen says off her head, remember what the dormouse said, feed your head, feed your head. Boys and girls.
Now, like I said, I believe that all men and women and people, siblings, deserve redemption, deserve forgiveness. Now, some of you out here in Folsom, I think you understand that maybe it's best that you're in these walls, and the rest of us are protected from you. But many of you, I do not believe need need to be here longer than you need to be. And I fought very hard to make sure that rehabilitation was a part of our prison system. And I believe that fight still goes on today, especially since there's people making money off of people in prisons, and I don't think that's a good incentive for a Christian ideal of forgiveness. Now, I'm no prophet, but Jesus did come to me in a dream once. This is a true story. And I awoke smiling. I was laughing. And the thing I remember him saying was, forgiveness is exactly like sex. You have to constantly practice on yourself.
Cowboy went riding out one dark and windy day. On a ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged sky and up the cloudy draw. Brands are still on fire and their hooves are made of steel. Their horns are black and shiny and their hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as they thundered across the sky. Saw the riders coming hard and he heard their mournful cry. Yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yo. Ghost riders in the sky. The riders went on by and he heard one call his name. If you want to save your soul from hell, riding on that range, then cowboy, change your ways today, or with us you will ride, trying to catch the devil's herd across these endless skies. Come on, yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yo. In the sky, ghost riders in the sky. Tell that long-tongued liar, you tell that midnight rider, tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter, tell him that God's gonna cut him down, tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet from the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke my name in a voice so sweet, I thought I heard the shuffle of angels' feet. He spoke my name and my heart stood still when he said, John, go do my will. Go tell that long-tongued liar, tell that midnight rider, tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter, tell him that God's gonna cut him down, tell him that God's gonna cut him down. I hurt myself today to know if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears the hole, that old familiar sting. try to kill it all away. But I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you can have it all. My empire dirt. I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
Now, some of you probably found yourself here in Folsom because not because of the content of your character, but the color of your skin. And some of you also might have just been picked up smoking some of that reefer. You know what I mean? Which I think is one of the silliest things. Show of hands, who here has smoked reefer? All right, guards, you know what to do. No. It's funny how things change, and that we decide what is right and wrong sometimes, according to the laws that you and I get to hopefully agree on. And so I'm going to sing this next song. I like this song because actually I'm going to sing a few songs in a row. Do you like how I do that? It's like, you know, sometimes I don't know what I'm going to play. You should see me with the band, by the way. And maybe next time I come, maybe we'll have the full band. They got to follow me to God knows where. If you'd like to, oh man, is this the shameless plug section? All right, go to cashbandinblack.com if you'd like to book me for your wedding, your funeral, whatever you'd like.
The first verse of this song, I think, is a great metaphor for the growing of a plant that I think we all kind of enjoy. She grew up in an Indiana town, had a good-looking mama who never was around. She grew up tall, she grew up right, with them Indiana boys on them Indiana nights. Well, she moved down here at the age of 18, blew the boys away, it was more than they'd seen. I was introduced and we both started moving. She said, I dig you, baby, but I got to keep moving on. Keep moving on the left-hand side. Last dance with Mary Jane, one more time to kill the pain. Feel summer creeping in and I'm tired of this town again. Yeah. Where's that mariachi? Well, I don't know, but I've been told you never slow down, you never grow old. Tired of screwing up, tired of going down, tired of myself, tired of this town. Oh my. Oh, hell yeah. Honey, put on your party dress. Buy me a drink, sing me a song. Take me as I come, cause I can't stay long. Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain. I feel summer creeping in and I'm out of this town again. Now, I was gonna, up until today, I was gonna sing a few songs like Cocaine Blues and Delia and a few songs about killing women. But I I don't feel so good about doing that in light of recent events, and so instead I'm going to do some songs written by women. Is that all right with you? I've been a bad, bad girl. Also, I'm not going to change the pronouns. I hope you're okay with that, too. I've been a bad, bad girl. I've been careless with a delicate man. And it's a sad, sad world. When a girl can break a boy just because she can. Don't tell me, deny it. I done wrong, and I want to suffer for my sins. I come to you because I need guidance to be true. So tell me where to begin. What I need is a good defense, because I'm feeling like a criminal. And I need to be redeemed to the one I've sinned against, 'cause he's all I've ever known of love. Hearted girls, don't get hurt, don't get out of here. When will I learn to feel the love, feel the love of? I'm the one for a good time call. Phone's blowing up, they're blowing my door down. I feel the love, feel the love. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. Throw 'em back till I lose count. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. I'm gonna live like tomorrow doesn't exist, like it doesn't exist. I'm gonna fly like a bird through the night, feel my tears as they dry. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier, and I'm holding on for the night. Hold it down, won't open my eyes, keep my glass full till morning light, 'cause I'm just holding on for the night. Help me, I'm holding on for the night. Hold it down, won't open my eyes, keep my glass full till morning light, 'cause I'm just holding on for the night, on for the night, on for the night, on for the night. Some of you are wondering, did Johnny Cash write this? No. Johnny Cash, that's me, covered many songs and made them his own, and that is what I still like to do. You might have heard his one of his last albums where he covered that song I just did, "Hurt." That's a 9 Inch Nails song. How many of you know who the lead singer of 9 Inch Nails is? Trent Reznor. Yeah, very good. Anyway, we're getting a full education here, which I always like to do. I don't have an ending for that one, so there it is. Thank you.
So, speaking of songs by women, I think one of the great songwriters of our time, I hold her in high esteem up there with Bob Dylan, is her name is Ani DiFranco. Anybody know Ani DiFranco? And she wrote this wonderful poem back in 1994. And it feels like it was written just this summer. So I'm going to do that one for you, and then we'll get back to my songs. Can we bring the lights down? Yeah, maybe just the reds. You see them reds.
They were digging a new foundation in Manhattan, and they discovered a slave cemetery there. May their souls rest easy now that lynching's frowned upon and we've moved on to to the electric chair. And I wonder who's going to be president, Tweedledum or Tweedledummer, and who's going to have the big blockbuster box office this summer. How about we build a wall between the houses and highways, and you can go your way and I can go my way. Except all the radios agree with all the TVs, and the magazines agree with all the radios, and I keep hearing that same damn song everywhere I go. Maybe I should put a bucket over my head and a marshmallow in each ear, and stumble around for another dum-dum week for another humdrum hit song to appear. People used to make records, as in a record of an event, the event of people playing music in a room. Now everything's cross-marketing. It's about sunglasses or shoes or guns or drugs. You choose. We got it rehashed. We got it half-assed. We're digging up all the graves and spitting on the past, because we can choose between the colors of the lipstick on the whores, because we know the difference between the font of 20% more and the font of teriyaki. You tell me, how does it make you feel? You tell me what's real. They say that alcoholics are always alcoholics, even when they're dry as my lips for years, even when they're stranded on a small desert island with nowhere in 2,000 miles to buy beer. And I wonder, is he different? Is he different? Has he changed what he's about? Or is he just a liar with nothing to lie about? Am I headed for the same brick wall? Is there anything I can do? Not anything at all, except go back to that corner in Manhattan and dig deeper this time. Down beneath the impossible pain of our history, beneath the unknown bones, the bedrock, the mystery, neath the sewage system and the path train, neath the cobblestones and the water main, beneath the frenzy of friendships and street deals, beneath the screeching of kamikaze cab wheels, beneath everything I can think of to think about, beneath it all, get out, beneath the dumb and the blind and the stupid and the cruel, there's a fire just waiting for fuel. 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 There's a fire just waiting, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, wait.
Ani DeFranco, my friend. Now I found myself in a cave one day, shivering. I was up for a week straight. And it was my mother and June Carter who came and found me in that cave, in the darkest, deepest gutter I'd ever been in. And I went into rehab for the first time right then and there. And that they saved my life. I would struggle with those addictions for my whole life, and I had to work hard to redeem myself and become a man worthy of your respect. You wonder why I always dress in black? Why you never see bright colors on my back? Why does my appearance seem to have a somber tone? Well, there's a reason for the things that I have on. I wear the black for the poor and beaten down, living on the hopeless, hungry side of town. And
And I'll wear it for the prisoner who has long paid for his crime, but he's still there, 'cause he's a victim of the time. I'll wear the black for those who've never read or listened to the words that Jesus said about the road to happiness through love and charity. Why, you think he's talking straight to you and me? Well, we're doing mighty fine, I do suppose, in our streak of lightning cars and fancy clothes. Just so we're reminded of the ones who are held back. Up front there ought to be a man in black. I'll wear it for the sick and lonely old, for the reckless ones whose bad trips left them cold. And I'll wear the black in mourning for the lives that could have been. Each week we lose 100 fine young men. And I'll wear it for the thousands who have died, believing that the Lord was on their side. And I'll wear it for another 100,000 who will die, believing that we all were on their side. Oh, there are things that'll never be right. I know. Things need changing everywhere you go. Till we start to make a move to make a few things right. You'll never see me wear a suit of white. Oh, I'd love to wear a rainbow every day. And tell the world everything's okay. And I'll try to carry off a little darkness on my back till things are brighter. I'm the man in black. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turned up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind's blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? I saw his disregard, somebody's broken heart, and one man's soul. They follow the patterns of the wind, you know. They got no place to go. That's why I want you to know I'm talking about the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Na 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 na. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there are some with no home, not a nickel to loan. Could it be really me, pretending that they're not alone? A widow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow the patterns of the wind, you see. They got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror, and I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror, and I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. You gotta get it right while you got the time. 'Cause when you change your heart, you change up your mind. That man in the mirror, that man has got to change his ways. That man, that one right there in that there mirror. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I'm gonna make a change. It's gonna feel real good. Come on, man in the mirror. You gotta start with yourself, brother. You got to make that change. Man in the mirror. Thank you. That's by
Michael Jackson. The way that I was able to make my change was through the love of God and June Carter. June, will you come on up here and do one more song with me? Anybody want to see June Carter one more time? Is it just me? Unconditional love. Now you hear that phrase a lot out there, all right? But with June and I, it is real. She loves me in spite of everything, in spite of myself.
Everything.
And she has saved my life more than once.
I love it when you wake me up and kiss me till the coffee's cold. I love it when you make your plans about how we're gonna both grow old. I love it when you laugh real hard. I love to hold you when you cry. I love it when you get so high, fly around like a firefly. I don't like it when you walk away. I don't like it when you disappear. I don't like being away from you. I don't like it when you're not here.
I like it when you say my name. I like it when you sing a song. I always try to sing along. I always get the words all wrong. I love it when you say, let's go.
Let's go.
To somewhere we've never been. I love you when you love me back.
I love you, you're my friend. I don't like it when you walk away. I don't like it when you disappear. I don't like being away from you. I don't like it when you're not here. I don't like it when you walk away. I don't like it when you disappear. I don't like being away from you. I don't like it when you're not here. I don't like it that you're walking away, dear. That's a new song by a great songwriter named Jack Ingram. You can hear that song on the Marfa tapes, one of my favorite country albums of the last few years. Check that out. So back in Hendersonville, and I promise I'm wrapping this up here pretty soon. Thank you all for being here with me. I just have a couple more stories. Back in Hendersonville, we used to have what we would call a guitar pull, and I would have some of my real famous friends over. And one night we had this very special guitar pull and what we would do is we would play new songs that we were working on. And so at this particular night, Chris Christopherson was there, and he played Sunday Morning Coming Down. And Joni Mitchell was there. She played Both Sides Now for the first time. Stephen Stills played Marrakesh Express. Bob Dylan played Lay Lady Lay. And a good friend of mine, a poet by the name of Shel Silverstein, he gave me a little poem that he wanted set to music. And I thought it was so good. Well, June thought it was so good, too. She said, you better debut that song at San Quentin next week. And I sure did. And that is the one and only time I ever recorded or ever played that song. So I'm going to do that for the second time ever right now. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to my ma and me, just his old guitar, an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him because he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that was quite a joke, and it got lots of laughs from lots of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick, I grew up mean, and my fists got hard and my wits got keen. I roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars that I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill the man who gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July. I'd just hit town and my throat was dry, and I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table dealing studs, sat the dirty, mangy dog who named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had had, and I knew his scar on his face and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, my name is Sue. Yeah, that's what I told him. So I hit him square right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, he come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. So I busted a chair across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the streets, a-kicking and a-gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. Well, I tell you, I know I've fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He bit like a mule and kicked like a crocodile. Switch that. And I heard him laugh, and I heard him cuss, and he reached for his gun, but I pulled mine first, and I stood there looking at him, and I saw him smile. He said, son, this world is rough. If a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and it's that name that helped to make you strong. He said, now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you've got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your guts and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the son of a bitch. I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue. What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun and I called him my pa and he called me his son, and I come away with a different point of view. I think about him every now and then, every time I try, every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I'm gonna name him Bill or George or anything but Sue. I still hate that name.
Thank you. I got tripped up there because I just performed that song in Utah. And they didn't want me to say son of a bitch. Did you notice these cameras around here? We're filming this for posterity, so you can't say hell or shit or anything like that. I just want to thank you all so much for coming out. Can you turn these string lights on? Yeah, I just want to see you guys. Hey, thank you all so much for coming out. This is where I would pretend to go off, and then you guys clap, and then I come back out for an encore. So that's what we're going to do right now. Thank you very much. Is it too early to do a Christmas tune? No. Yeah, you guys, is it time to start that out here? Friends, Romans, countrymen. We got, there he is right there. All right, let's try this. You hear that okay?
God rest you merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's powers when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. To certain shepherds, the blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same. How that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Now to the Lord sing praises, all ye within this place. And with true love and brotherhood, each other now embrace. This holy child of Christmas shall fill our hearts with grace. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Let's bring these lights way down low here. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, angels from heaven above, all angels sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. That was just lovely. That touched my heart. Thank you all so much. Thank you. I'm going to hire you and bring you to all my concerts, all right? I'm going to need that. What did we have, 50-part harmony there? That was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to step out of character here for a second. Hi, my name is Sky Seals. Thank you all so much for coming out to this show. Just a little bit about me. I've been playing Johnny Cash for about 8 years now. You probably read a little bit in that bio, but it's been a true honor for me to embody the man. You know, Elvis people, they're impersonators. Us Johnny Cash folk, we call ourselves embodiers, because you can't do Johnny Cash without carrying forward some of his spirit, and I take that very seriously. And I really do thank you all for going along with me on this little journey tonight. Part of what I think of, and you can hear I still slip into the voice. It's real hard once I get started trying to be myself. But this show came about because I started thinking, well, what would Johnny Cash play if he went back to Folsom today? And you know, the boys in there look a little different than they did in 1967. And I think he would want to talk to, you know, across cultural lines and connect with them just like I'm connecting with you. And so the first thing I thought of when I started imagining if he were alive in, you know, 2020 is hip hop. I think he would want to take some of the poetry of the streets, slow it down a little bit for the people, slow it down for my mouth. And the first person I thought of was Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is one of the great artists working today. He has facilitated a truce between the gangs in Compton and L.A. First time. They are not at war anymore because of an artist. And I think that thank you, yeah. I think that he carries on the spirit of Johnny Cash in many, many ways. And so the first song that I wanted to do as a new hip-hop artist was his Grammy Award-winning song, I Love Myself.
I done been through a whole lot. Trials, tribulations, but I know God. Satan wanna put me in a bow tie. Pray that the holy water don't go dry. As I look around me, so many mother truckers wanna down me, but enemy go never drown me. In front of a dirty double mirror they found me, and I love myself. The world is a ghetto, big guns and picket signs. I love myself. It can do what it want, whenever it want. I don't mind, I love myself. They say you gotta get up, life's more than suicide. I love myself, one day at a time. Sun gonna shine and there's everybody looking at you crazy. What you gonna do? You flip your hair and keep moving, or let the paranoia haunt you? Peace the fashion police, I wear my heart on my sleeve, let the runway start. You know the miserable do love company. What do you want from me and my scars? Everybody lack confidence, everybody lack confidence. How many times my potential was anonymous? How many times the city making me promises? So I promise this, I love myself. The world is a ghetto, big guns, picket signs. I love myself. But it can do what it want, whenever it want. I don't mind, I love myself. They say you gotta get up, life's more than suicide. I love myself, one day at a time. Sun goes shine and they say there's a war outside. Bomb in the street, gun in the hood, mob of police, a rock on the corner and a lime full of fiend, and a bottle full of lean, and a model on the scene. Whoa! These days of frustration keep you on tuck and rotation. But these cold faces post up feet, 5-4 bum bases. Dreams of reality's peace, blow steam in the face of the beast. The sky could fall down, the wind could cry out. Strong in me, I still smile. I love myself. When you're looking at me, tell me, what do you see? I love myself. I put a bullet in the back of the head of the police. I love myself. Illuminated by the hand of God, boy, don't be shy. I love myself. shine, I walk my bare feet down the valley deep. Fee, fi, fo, fum, my heart has come undone. I went to war last night with an automatic weapon. Don't nobody call a medic. I'ma do it till I get it right. I went to war last night. I've been dealing with depression ever since adolescence. Ducking every other blessing. I can never see the lesson. I can never take the lead. Never bob and weave from a negative and letting them annihilate me. And it's evident I'm moving at a meteor speed. Finna run and do the bidding, lay my body in the street. Have my money in the ceiling, let my mama know I'm free. Tell the story to the children and the lessons they can read. All the glory to the feeling of the holy unseen. Feeling love make a man like me scream. I love myself. I lost my head. I must have misread what the good book said. There's a war inside. Bleed my heart again till the well runs dry. That song's by my good friend Kendrick. And I agree with him completely. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gonna be all right. Honey, we gonna be all right. Neighbor, we gonna be all right. Baby, we gonna be all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? I woke up this morning, smiled to the rising sun. 3 little birds were on my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies pure and true. Singing, this is our message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing's gonna be all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? I was singing, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing's gonna be all right. I remember when I was a lad, times were hard and things were bad. But there's a silver lining behind every cloud. Just poor people, that's all we were, trying to make a living out of black land dirt. We get together in a family circle, singing loud. Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor, me and little brother would join right in there. Singing seemed to help a troubled soul. One of these days, and it won't be long, I'll rejoin them in a song. We'll get together again up yonder in a little while. You can turn them lights up. I want to sing with everybody. How about it? Well, love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went high, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Do you believe I would take such a thing with me and give it to a policeman? I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. And if I did that, would you say, sir, come down and put the charge on me? I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. I'm not a fool to hurt myself, but I was innocent of what they done to me. Oh, yes, they were wrong. They were wrong. Give it to me 1 time. Give it to me 2 times. Give it to me 3 times. Give it to me 4 times. 54, 46 was my number. What's my number now? Right now, someone else has that number. One more time, 54, 47 was my number. What's my number now? Right now, someone else has that number. I promise this is my last song, but this one you get to join. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in. Then I watch them roll away again. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay, as I had nothing to live for. Looks like nothing's gonna come my way, so I'm just going on the dock of the bay. We're watching the tide roll away, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to, so I guess I remain the same. Sitting here resting my bones. This loneliness won't leave me alone. It's 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. Now I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Whistle with me, how about it? Good. It's a bird jam now. Yeah. Where's my peacock at? Thank you all so much. Thank you to June Carter, Judy Miracle here. Thanks to John and Jan. This has been such a pleasure being here at Off Broad Street. Thank you to Tristan up there on lights and sound, and Michael who's doing all the videography, and God himself, and every single one of you, and especially this guy. All right, thank you all for coming out. I'll see you again very soon, I hope. Thank you. Get home safe.